Hello, Mount Rudmore here, and I'm back with another BB25 stream. Now, I actually kind of took a couple days off, more or less. I mean, the last stream I did was on Saturday, and I did it while I was basically away for the weekend. And just with the way Saturday went between Jared saying that word, the R word, and production apparently steering him towards America, I'm just like, you know what? I'm on vacation. I'm going to enjoy it. So I really wasn't reading a whole lot about it. I mean, I was checking in here and there, and, you know, I knew I had to start writing notes again when I woke up on Sunday to Jag not only being the replacement nominee because Cameron won the veto, but also Jag is now the new target. And it's all because Jag keeps asking about all the votes, not even just, like, his vote, but the Riley vote and I'm like, what is there to talk about? They were all unanimous. I mean, he's trying to put together why it was unanimous. But here's the thing, like, Jag, for like 6 hours on Friday, it seemed like he was starting to get his head in the game. But then it all just went away. And just the fact that he keeps talking about it, it's making people uncomfortable and not trust him, and he doesn't seem to realize it. One of the best things I saw the other day was Jag starts each day like he completely forgets everything from the day before. Like his mind is just erased. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was along those lines, and it got me thinking. Jag is just Drew Barrymore from 51st Dates. Of course, Corey, as always, sanest person in the house. He still thinks that Red should remain the target because keeping Red and Cameron together, he thinks it's a little. He thinks it's not very wise. Sorry, I'm just trying to center myself as best I can. Yeah, that'll do. I wasn't just doing some weird dance, I was just adjusting my chair. But yeah, that's what Corey thinks. He doesn't like Cameron and Red being together, even though they basically have started to go their separate ways at this point. They're just like the Chillers is all done. That's their final two name, the Chillers. I don't like when duos give themselves a name. Just like, come on. First of all, you're not the Hitmen. Second of all, I hate the Hitmen. So just stop. If anything, they're more like the final two name that Smelvis and Nicole had last year, the Rogue Rats. Yeah. Just don't name duos, okay? I mean, like, I guess if they're a showmance, then they've got like the combined couple, like AmeriCory or Homerica or something. But yeah, just don't name bromances or whatever that nightmare of a partnership Smelvis and Nicole had last year was. That was just two toxic people matching each other's energies. So, even though it seems like we're starting to look at Jag now, Matt and Red still on their anti-America train. Terrorists. Um, they start pitching to Suri that America should not only be the replacement, but the new target. And then, in time, it goes back to Jag, and it's like, this is just getting tiresome at this point. It's just constant ping-pong in between targets, target roulettes. It's just like, they don't stick with anything, they just freak out over everything. And then Jared talks to Corey because Jared also wants to put up America because we all know that Jared is just like super ultra mega feminist. But yeah, he wants to put up America because, he's let's not mince words. He's intimidated by her because she's a strong woman who speaks her mind. Um, Corey Corey was the one who heard him say the R word. So Jared telling Corey this, I'm just thinking, Jared, if you take out America, Corey is gunning for you. And there is not a single person watching this show that would root for Jared over Corey in that situation. Granted, it'd be tough to get Jared out because of how well insulated he is, but dang it, I want to see Corey try. I mean, they do seem to have some kind of a friendship with each other, but honestly, I feel like Jared is just. Jared is a terrible friend to him. And I really hope that Corey takes him out eventually. If it's not America. The reason that Jared doesn't want to just put up Bowie, which definitely would have made things a whole lot simpler. And that's what it looked like in the episode. Just put up Cameron and Red, woman's the veto, put up Bowie. Simple. Very simple. But no, Jared not only doesn't ever seriously consider that, he is worried about making an enemy of Bowie by putting her on the block. You should be more worried about making an enemy of somebody that is actually playing the game, i.e., Corey or America. I mean, I guess Corey, because honestly, if Jared put up America, I think the odds are solid that she would end up leaving. Cameron has a talk with America, and once again, Cameron is incredibly creepy, and I'm just left sitting there wondering, why was this guy cast? Who is he for? Is he just is he here to cater to the creep demographic? At one point, she's just mouthing "Help me" when he's not looking at her, and then I mean, he may have said it as a joke, but he said it in a really uncomfortable way, or a way that made her really uncomfortable. He said it in a really creepy way, but he said that like her and Corey were shooting porn in the room he was in with them. They weren't; they were cuddling. Uh, Blue and Jared are the ones actually making porn because they're doing it with cameras on them. Um, but yeah, at this point I'm just hoping I want her to stay, win HOH, put up Red and Jared, and backdoor Cameron. Man's been in every veto competition so far. Let him have the week off, and then surprise. I mean, try to give him the week off. He could still get picked, obviously. But that's what I would like to see happen if America were to win HOH. Red and Jared, and then Cameron backdoor. Yeah, I didn't write too much about Sunday because again, I was just kind of enjoying my time away from home. Cameron's being a creep, Jared's being a scumbag. Production seems to be interfering and steering Jared in a certain direction, in the direction of the woman who's actually speaking out against a guy being very inappropriate to her. Like, that's not a good look. It just isn't. Do something about him. I did know there was a lot of roulette spinning, but I'm just like, Jag's gonna go up, okay? And the main reason I suspected that is because the twist that kept Jag in the game actually almost didn't flop. But I'm thinking it still can if we send him right back out the door. And what's Big Brother without a flopped twist? But listen, Jag did not do himself any favors. He's trusting and mistrusting all the wrong people. Like, however he should feel about someone, whether he should trust or distrust them, he has been wrong about every single person. Like, it's kind of impressive to just be that bad. So, I'm just kind of getting to the point where, like, listen, I still want Red to leave, but Jag, you're kind of just doing this to yourself, buddy. And then I woke up Monday to another brilliant Jag decision. He has volunteered to the 7 deadly sins. I'll be the replacement. Again, still want Red to leave. He said some things that really make me uncomfortable and make the women in the house uncomfortable. But asking to not even be a pawn, but to be a renom, that's embarrassing. I mean, pooching yourself is when you nominate yourself or volunteer as a pawn, and then you go home. Volunteering as a renom, that's jagging yourself, okay? The man made himself a verb. And Jared and Cameron talk. I'm like, oh, great, these two talking. This is going to be a laugh riot. They talk about how Jag has been a mole. Like, you two have some nerve. I mean, Jared, your mother's here, and you are just biologically inclined to be a mole for her. And Cameron, you are. Once you saw things starting to go awry in the handful family style whatever alliance, you also decided to just turn on this group. So it's like you're both. Jag may be a mole, but you two are rats. And listen, Jared, I might have considered him a mole, but he does too much rat behavior for me to not call him a rat. So Jag is the renom, and this was something I noticed just for me personally. You know the expression, a watched pot never boils? Well, me not being as overly invested in Big Brother for a couple days actually really did get the veto meeting here faster. Like I was just, doing my thing, just hanging out on Cape Cod for Labor Day weekend, hanging out, having a nice, relaxing time. It was good. And the game went on without me, and it seemed to go faster by me not analyzing every single inch of it for a moment. So, that's where we're at. Jag is the renom. He's up next to Red. And Jag seems to be the target. Cirie is wondering, how do America and Corey already know how the vote is going to shake up, like what the total is going to be? Like who's going to vote which way? She's asking this to Felicia, and just like it was nothing, Felicia's just like, oh yeah, I told America. Cirie has been eyeing Felicia a bit lately. And if Felicia keeps doing stuff like this, she might get taken out sooner than I thought she would. Like, I thought Felicia was just gonna cruise right to the end game. Like, Felicia is the most confident I have ever been in the oldest contestant of the season, having a nice, easy time getting through the game. But, you know, Felicia does not have a filter. She's very blunt. And I think it was endearing to people at first, but, the further into this game we get, the more they might start thinking Felicia might be a little bit of a liability here. So, yeah, I think Felicia is seeing her spot in the house shrink very quickly. And then there's Matt. Now, listen, I was already getting sick of him. I was willing to let bygones be bygones when he saved Jag, but then he started saying some really gross stuff again. But I think this was like officially the end for me. He quotes Andrew Tate and talks about how he just calls women he doesn't like the B word. And it's just like Andrew Tate is like a known misogynist. He has created a whole new wave of misogyny among young men in this world. And I saw some people who are like, he's not. He's just quoting Andrew Tate. That doesn't mean he follows him. How do you know things he says if you don't follow him? Like, just don't talk about the guy. The guy is literally, he's been arrested for sex trafficking. The guy was on Big Brother UK and got kicked out because they thought he was going to beat somebody up. And of course, he had his pre-show interview, which should have been a red flag. He says that men should have sex with as many women as they can, but women shouldn't be allowed to do the same thing. And then he gets in there and he just starts telling everybody, I'm going to win because I'm smarter than everybody. This is a social game. You have to play socially. So, how do you plan to win when you're telling everybody that you're going to win and therefore, he's an idiot. He's a gross, evil idiot that got taken down because he had to yell at a teenager and he was too stupid to take the pizza box out of his shot, and that told the authorities where he was. Don't quote him. Just don't. Like, I don't. I've made a very conscious effort to avoid even hearing his voice, but I become aware of things he has said, and sometimes I feel like I have a lot of cousins who have sons that are like preteens right now. They're teenagers. And I'm just thinking, I feel like maybe I should warn them about this guy so that they can educate their sons better so that they don't fall into his gross spider web. So yeah, Matt quoting him, I'm done with Matt. I was already losing interest, but this is the final straw. Like, you don't quote that guy. Like, so many of his fans are just like, I'm. All these women hate me. It's like a conspiracy for them to just keep me from getting laid. Like, no, it's because you listen to Andrew Tate. I can't tell you how many women I have seen online who are just like, if he starts bringing up Andrew Tate, I'm out. So, like, how about instead of listening to Andrew Tate on how to get women, how about you listen to women on how to get women? Okay, that's the last I'm going to say about him. I need to move on because I could keep going, but there's other stuff. Um, Sari talks to Corey, and I'm glad to see them talking a little more because, like, I I'm always kind of feeling like at a moment's notice, Sari could just be like, "Oh, Corey has to go," and then that'll pretty much be it for him. But I feel like Corey is probably one of the more likely people to actually successfully take a shot at her. So they're talking, bonding a little more, and Sari is kind of laying some anti-Felicia seeds to Corey. And she tells him that Felicia has already said when he should go. He's like, "How long do I have to live?" And she's like, 2 weeks. And first of all, I'm sure Corey's going to be very happy to have this information, seeing the cracks in this group that's very clearly running the show. But also, Sari is doing a pretty good job planting seeds for the event that him or America were to win HOH, and they decide to maybe go a little big and take a shot at their power structure. America says she would do it now. Corey, I think, is waiting for the right moments. And to be honest, normally I'm like, yes, take the shot now. But the fact of the matter is, Felicia's the only one of the three that has won anything so far. Sari, let's face it, Sari has not come close to winning. Okay? She was voted in the top 4 to get that power. I mean, she came in last place with a time of 12 minutes. Third place, a minute 15 seconds. So, like, competition wise, Sari is not that good. And they only get tougher as they go along. So, like, I do think she could probably win, like, a puzzle type of competition. Because, I mean, the most recent HOH, she went pretty far in it, although mostly because no one put her up. Like, that's the thing about the knockout HOH competition. That really shows who stands where. Like, BB25, the last people standing in that competition were the cookouts. So, you know, that probably should have been a heads up to some of them, but, you know, the cookout maneuvered their way out of that. And nobody picked Sari or Felicia for a while. But yeah, I think that kind of competition, like a competition where you're asked questions, I do think that's something where Sari could win or at least do pretty well. So my point is, I think Corey can actually afford to kick them down the field a little bit because yes, Izzy very nearly won this HOH, and that's why I think she should be the first to go of the three. But yeah, I think Corey might be onto something by waiting at least until we're in the jury stage to start making these shots. When there's less people voting and therefore less people he'll have to get to make the vote go in his favor. Like, let's say Corey wins HOH at like the final 9. He puts up. I don't think he'd put up Sari. I think he'd put up Izzy and Felicia. But I think he could possibly rally enough votes to get Izzy out. You know, he'd have America, obviously. Mimi, if she's still around, I think could go for it. Um, Matt, maybe. Blue, maybe. And like if it's at 9, he'd only need 3, and then he could break the tie. So yeah, I think that would actually probably be the best time to take the shot. Ideally, I think the order that those core 3 should go would be Izzy first, then Sari, and then Felicia. But realistically, I think it'll probably be Felicia first, then Izzy, and then Sari. Sari's going far into this game. I I was telling this to my dad. My prediction for Suri is that she's going to end up in fourth place. She's going to be in the final four with, not everybody that she wants to be at the final four with. She's not going to win HOH or veto. The one person voting to evict that night is going to be like, listen, Suri, I think you're an amazing player, but I came to win, so I vote to evict you, Suri. That's my official prediction. Suri is going to come in fourth place. Now, the flip talk begins. Because it always does. Every week with these people. They always very aggressively entertain all options. Felicia thinks that keeping Jag may be better long term. Suri is open to at least talking it through as a group. At this point, Red and Cameron, they'd had their romance breakup, but now it seems like they're possibly trying to rekindle it, like Red in particular trying to rekindle it. So Izzy and Corey are talking about how they're a little worried about that. Jared tells Corey to make America comfortable going for Jag if she were to win. And there he goes again, still trying to control her. But still, that is Jared indicating that he's okay with Jag staying this week. Jared tells Matt that Red wants to realign with Cameron. It's like, this is all going, and I'm like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 5 weeks in a row, shame on me. So yeah, I'm not getting my hopes up because none of these flips have actually worked out. Like the plan, like the most solid plan between the time the veto is won to the veto meeting, that plan, despite all the flipping, it eventually just inevitably comes back to the same conclusion. They just do what they originally said, which is why I'm not getting my hopes up, and I think Jag is going to be evicted. And they even start talking about trying to split the vote a little bit this week. But I'm not even getting my hopes up for that. I think Jag is still going to leave 10-0. Again. Which is a really unfortunate distinction to have if it does happen. Suri talks to Jared. She says that she wants to send Red out in a 6-4 vote. They fully expect Bowie and Cameron to vote Jag out. So Suri says that her and Matt should be number 3 and number 4 that vote to evict Jag. The other 6 all vote to send Red out. Again, fool me once, fool me a million times. Don't get me wrong, I would love if this happened, because that would definitely make things a little more interesting. A nice split vote like this. But, again, still just expecting it to be 10-0 to evict Jag. They talk about how they want to keep Felicia out of it because she's very loose-lipped. And as always, it's the reason for all these potential flips. They want to blame Corey and America. Mm-hmm. America and Corey have been not in a great spot for a little while now. And the thing is, if they actually had flipped on one of these votes and did pin it on them, A, people would believe it. B, their already shaky spot in the House would be exponentially worse. And, maybe even they would have been nominated together by now. So yeah, that's the plan. We blame Corey in America, but then they start to realize no one's gonna believe that they voted Jag out over Red. So they decide, okay, we'll just do 8-2 because that'll be safer. And listen, I saw a lot of people outraged over this, like, oh, so much for a split vote. I'm like, listen, it's all been unanimous this season so far. 8-2 is a split vote. It's not much of one, but it's something. It's an improvement. Now, speaking of America and Corey, there might be some trouble in paradise. America starts feeling like Corey is leaving her out of his game talks. And she tells this to Jag. Be- well, well, she says that, but then she also says to him, they're only just now talking about keeping you, Jag. So now that Jag has this information, it's probably going to be the thing that sinks him because Jag is just not good at using information in the right way. So that's that's really what it's all going to come down to, vote wise. The only chance Jag stays, and it's still a slim chance, but the chance is, I mean, the situation is if Jag says another stupid thing that hurts his position in the House, it's probably just going to flip back and they're going to stick with it. I, I, I'm just kind of at the point now where I assume that they're just waiting for an excuse to flip it back. So they go to bed, not in the same bed for once, but in the same room, and they're just kind of screwing with each other all night silently. Like Corey's counting stuff, like, and then America's just mockingly doing it as well. And started off Wednesday with her giving him the silent treatment, mostly silent. And I do think Corey doesn't quite know why she's mad at him. And to be fair, she isn't really telling him. He didn't do it intentionally. He didn't intentionally make her feel this way, but I don't know. I feel like she should probably talk to him about it soon so they can properly clear it up. Because they need each other in this game. They're both on shaky ground, but they're both really intelligent and they can. I truly believe them working together, they can find a way to make it happen. I keep saying Corey is the only one that I think has a chance of taking Suri down. I think it'll be. I already think it's very tough for him. But without America, I think it'll be borderline impossible. All right. That's all my notes. Wow, I really didn't take as many notes as I usually do because I'm only 34 minutes in, and I'm already at the point where I hit up Twitter and BB updates and find out what's going on. I wouldn't be surprised if in these almost 35 minutes since I've been streaming, the vote has flipped back to Jag. It would not surprise me at all, because that's the nature of these people. Sorry. No context, Big Brother, one of my favorite Twitter accounts. Just had a clip of Vanessa BB17 spiraling. She did that a lot, but she made it work. All right, so there's nothing on my main timeline. All right, Big Brother Daily. I've also noticed it seems like Big Brother Daily has been taking a little bit of a break from the season as well, ever since someone was just complaining about them, and then they went on a long rant saying they might be done after this season. I said it before, I'll say it again. We can't lose Big Brother Daily. Yeah, they haven't updated in an hour since before my stream. So time to check the hashtag, see what's going on. Oh yeah, yesterday was Red's birthday. I thought Red's birthday was actually tomorrow. I thought the whole thing was they were gonna feel bad voting him out on his birthday, but his birthday isn't the actual eviction day, so who cares? Also, I have the hiccups. Oh yeah, this was kind of an interesting one. Izzy talking about how she's not sure if she's playing for herself or just putting Suri and Jared ahead of her. I I do hope that she's playing for herself because if you're not here to play to win, then you shouldn't be here. I don't care how much of a Survivor fan you are. I mean, Izzy, you if you find yourself in the position to better your own spot at winning, even if it's at the cost of Suri or Jared, then you got to do it. There's no shame in that. They will respect you for it. I do think, well, I do think Suri at the very least would would not be a better juror. Jared probably would. If Jared is a juror, the only way he's voting for a woman to win is if it's two women at the end. Oh God! Now Suri's wearing Corey's pink suit. Hey, she's making it work. I don't know. I think Corey wore it better. Yeah, I think that's just about it. Oh God. America said F me under her breath. And Corey's just shaking his head. Oh God. I really hope this doesn't last too long. Like it was kind of funny at first, but now it's kind of sad. Yeah. I uh I think I'm actually gonna wrap it up here. I mean tonight is the the veto episode. From what I've heard, it's the tiny veto competition, and I'm very surprised that Cameron won. Seems like someone like either with small hands or some kind of artistic um, leaning, like something they'd win. Like the first two winners were Davon and BB23 Alyssa, and last year Turner won it. Cameron's got big hands, and he doesn't seem very artistic to me. But I mean, I don't know. I guess I said this was why I thought he'd be a contender for the pressure cooker. His military background might give him some more focus. So, that's got to be it. Honestly, I definitely see Red struggling with it a little. I feel like Red might be. I feel like Red might accidentally knock the tower over with his breath. He's just going to take a deep breath, like, and then they all follow him. Oh yeah, Jared and Izzy were talking about how Corey told America about his brother from Survivor, and they're like, "Why? Why would you say that?" Like, Jared, you told Blue your mother is in the house. Lucky for you, she only is kind of certain who it is instead of knowing for sure. Even though he literally looks exactly like Suri, especially with all his head wraps that he always wears, just accentuating his face more. He's Suri with a goatee. Like, you're just being silly. No, no, he's not silly. That doesn't do it justice to describe what Jared is. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for me. Yeah, the hashtag is just talking about Suri dressing like Corey. So that's gonna do it for me. Thank you to my one viewer for watching. Thank you for watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this later, you can follow me on Twitter at Nick Grimes YT for my thoughts on Big Brother stuff as it happens, and I have links to my YouTube and Twitch channels there. And I will see you next time. Peace out.